to Simply Fresh Food. Today, we're going to be making a Korean rice bowl. Yummy. Beef bulgogi. But what we're going to do is we're going to add a little twist to it and sort of Americanize it. We're going to add some shrimp to that. So we got our surf and turf going on top of the rice. We're also going to make egg foo young. Yummy. Let's get started. We have here, let's go ahead and put our soy sauce in. We're going to add our rice vinegar there. This is, and it's extremely aromatic, and I love the smell of sesame oil. We're going to add that. We're going to add, this is minced ginger. So we're going to add our ginger. And I have here 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. And it doesn't matter whether it's light or dark, but I would go with the lighter just because the soy sauce is dark. And then I have here some minced garlic. You know, I love my garlic. Going to check on that rice and turn the heat up a little bit. Going to whisk all of these ingredients together. Now, although when you're making the authentic beef bulgogi, it doesn't call for cornstarch, but I'm going to add a little bit here. And the reason I'm going to do that is it just sort of adds a little thickness to it. All right, helps everything stay together on the beef. Okay, once you get everything all mixed in together, this is just, I'm just using that to hold so I don't drip all over the board, you know, make a mess. All right, we're gonna take our beef strips out. Now, I'm using sirloin, and I've already had it all cut up nicely for me for a stir fry. You can cut it into specific pieces, meaning same size and everything. Mine is sort of just, you know, it's just sort of kind of mixed up. And let me see, we're gonna move it around a bit just to, all right. And let's go ahead and let's put this in our marinade. Now, the beef should sit in your marinade for about 20 minutes. And remember I said we're going to do something a little different. It's not part of the original Korean rice bowl, is we're going to add some shrimp to it. But it's just a little diversity in case someone doesn't want to eat beef. And next, we're going to get started on preparation and making the vegetables for the beef bulgogi. If you've had a fabulous food or a wonderful dining experience while traveling or on vacation, we'd like to hear about it. Send in a picture and a brief description of the place, the fabulous food, and the delightful dining experience to simplyfreshestfood@gmail.com. We'll share some of your fabulous dining destinations with our viewers. We love good food here wherever it can be found. So let us hear from you at simplyfreshestfood@gmail.com. Welcome back. And I'm just checking the temperature of the pan to make sure we are all set to continue with our Korean rice bowl dish. We are now going to make the egg foo young to go with it. Now, there's a sauce that's served on the side of both the Korean rice bowl, and in this case, I'm going to offer it as well with the egg foo young, something a little different. So I've got the pan going here, and I've got all of the ingredients for this sauce. Now here I have my canola oil. Because I love the flavor and the smell of the sesame oil, I'm adding that. I have soy sauce. Look how beautiful that is. And here I have a paste. Yeah, I gotta be quick with this one. I have a soy paste. I have a pepper paste. And a few sesame. Now, this you want to be really careful with. I'm just going to take it off the burner for a little bit and stir it around. Just on the side, I'm going to add water. Now I'm going to put it back onto my induction burner. And I did that so it doesn't splatter all over the place. You want to be very careful with that. And I'm switching from a spatula to a whisk. Isn't that just beautiful? All right, I think we are all set with that. Now you will have to whisk that together again just prior to service. But what you want to do is take it off the heat, turning the heat off, and just pour it into a container. And I'm pouring it in the container that I'm actually going to serve it in. And they smell delicious. I want to be careful. There. Perfect. So let me put this away. I'm going to keep my sesame seed because you never know. All right. And next, we're going to get ready for the egg foo young. So we're going to... Now what we're going to do for the egg foo young is we're going to take a bowl, let's see, and we've got to mash up. I have here about 2/3 cup of small curd cottage cheese. And you say cottage cheese? Yes, I happen to like cottage cheese. In fact, when I was making this a few days ago, I kept eating the cottage cheese, you know. So yes, we're just gonna smash the cottage cheese. So I'm continuing to smash or mash this small curd. You know what I think I'm going to try? I think I'm going to do it with my spatula, my rubber spatula. Let's see if that helps me move along any faster. Oh, I think so. Helps me throw it all over the place too. Here we are. And there we have our smashed or mashed cottage cheese. Next, we need to crack our eggs. Crack our eggs in here. All right, let's do that. And I'm gonna take 6 eggs. That's half a dozen eggs. Yep. All right. Right. All right, and you want to be sure you don't have any shells in it. Nothing like biting into an egg foo young and you have the egg shell. All right, so I'm just going to wipe my hands a bit there. And believe it or not, I think, there we go, that was one. See, we make mistakes too. All right, so we have our eggs in here. And I'm going to add our smashed or mashed cottage cheese in here. I'm going to whisk a bit. Let me get my whisk, and let's whisk together those two. We have half a dozen eggs and 2/3 cup of smashed or mashed cottage cheese in there so you can get a shot of that. All right, now it's important also that your pan that you're gonna cook this in be nice and hot. All right, so I've whisked those together. Let me move this out of the way. All right, and we're going to add that's Parmesan cheese. These are the tops of scallions, not all the tops. We've saved some right here for serving. I'm going to put in the celery that we have nice and minced here. And I have some soy sauce. Now, I'm not using all of the celery or all of the soy sauce because you kind of want to gauge it to be sure that you're not overpowering the egg foo young. Here are the bean sprouts that we've chopped up. I'm just going to stir these together. And let me move this. And it's a beautiful golden color. All right. Now, I'm going to leave the spoon in there. And the reason I'm going to leave the spoon in there is that's going to help me when I'm ready to pour into the pan. I already have this pan hot. It's important that this be hot and that you oil it so that when the egg foo young hits the pan, it sets rather quickly and starts to cook. Now, I'm holding it a little bit because I may have gotten it a little too hot. I don't want it to burn. So I'm going to let it cool just a moment. And then we're going to add that in here. Now, we have the bottoms of the scallions as well as some of the tops remaining because we're going to cut those up and use them when we wrap the egg foo young around it for service. All right, I think that that's sufficient. I'm just going to squeeze a little oil in there. Even though I'm using a non-stick pan, I am squeezing a little oil. Let's look for that sizzle. There, we have it. Now, I like to take the spoon and just spread that out just a bit. And I'm going to turn that up a little bit more. Oh, beautiful. This is what you want, that it just moves right with you. Absolutely wonderful. I just ripped it, but that's okay. We're going to flip that over. I like to take my spatula all the way around just to make sure nothing is sticking even in my non-stick pan. Uh-oh, there we go. There's a little out, but that's all right. Isn't that beautiful? And this is what you're looking for. A nice, flat, thicker than a crepe, of course, but egg foo young. I know when you get them, sometimes when you order them from the Chinese restaurants, they're really thick and they're stuffed in this little cute box. But we're going to make ours rather thin here, and then we're going to wrap it around a scallion, and we'll serve it with some dipping sauce. I tell you, once you make this, you're not going to want those from the restaurant anymore. So what I'll do, oh, beautiful. Now, we're almost finished with this one. I'm going to do a few more. We're going to take a break, and I'll finish these up, and we'll start cooking the ingredients for the beef bulgogi. I'll see you in just a few. Welcome back. And we are finishing up our beef bulgogi meal as well as egg foo young. I'm finishing up the last egg foo young to roll it up and show you how beautifully you can plate this dish. Ooh, hot. I'm gonna put it right here and we will just roll and just add it to your serving dish. And there, what a beautiful presentation for you of egg foo young. I'm telling you, you won't want the ones from the restaurant. So I'm gonna put this away until we're ready. Now, we're gonna always do a little canola oil, and then when we pull off that ingredient, we'll mix it with a little bit of this. I have here sesame oil and soy sauce. Just gonna add a little bit to the top, but we'll always add a little bit of garlic to that as well. Now, as you stir, it will thicken up a little bit here. That's perfectly all right. That's a good thing. So I'm going to keep that over to the side for us. All right. And let's put a little oil in the pan. I believe it's hot enough there. Let me use something for the garlic. And you have to be careful with garlic. Remember, it burns very easily. There we are. I've got a little sizzle, but we'll get more. And you know spinach cooks down. This is baby spinach. Oh, it's about 1 package of baby spinach. We're gonna cook that down with the garlic. Now, I know we're using soy sauce in the topping here, but I found that it does need just a little more flavor. So we're going to enhance these ingredients with a little bit of salt. I think I'm gonna get my tongs. And make sure you watch and just adjust your temperature as you need to. That's the one thing I do love about my induction burners. It's very quick and easy for me to adjust my temperature. All right, so I have my spinach here. And we're gonna cook everything in this same pan here. So I'm gonna take the spinach off. Beautiful bright green spinach. So we're gonna add a little bit of the green beans in the pan. And remember, I said to every vegetable that you have. There we are. We are also going to add a little bit of garlic. So here's my little bit of garlic. And let's let that cook for a few moments. And while we do that, I will cut up the shiitake mushrooms. Now, I have here, we're gonna remove the stem. And I just wanted you to see what they look like. Not your average button mushroom at all. In a slightly different taste, but not bad. It's very good. I like the texture of the shiitake mushrooms. A little bit chewy. So we're going to remove the stems. And we're just going to slice them. All right, I think I'll leave the little small ones just as they are. Now I'm going to add a little bit more oil and a little salt. Okay, these look to be just about perfect. You still want them firm. Ooh, they look so yummy. Let's remove those. And this way too, everyone gets to select. Hopefully they'll take all of the vegetables, but they can select which ones they want. And then we go to our next vegetable. Squirt a little oil. A little bit of garlic. And then we will be ready to eat. Don't they look beautiful? Now, when I remove the shiitake mushrooms, they're actually going to share their space in the serving dish with more bean sprouts. Let's remove those. There we have the shiitake mushrooms. Let's do the bean sprouts since they're going to go next to the mushrooms. And I'll add a little garlic to it. Aren't these beautiful? And they're flavorful too. Really flavorful. I love them. And I love that crispy texture that they give everything. So really, we're just warming these up. Fantastic. And remember I said these are going to go with the mushrooms. So I'm just going to put the mushrooms right here. And there we have it. Our bean sprouts and our mushrooms. Now we are going to add a little more oil, do our zucchini. There we are. Let's just check on these. And you know these don't take long at all, the zucchini. Just want to make sure they all get coated with a little bit of the oil and a little bit of the salt. I'm going to pop up the heat a little bit, speed that up. We'll add a little more salt. Oh, it smells really, really good. Now you say, where is the color? Because everything's green or close to green. We're coming up with the carrots. So we're going to put our carrots in the separate dish. Beautiful. So we've got all of the vegetable ingredients for the beef bulgogi. Now, let's cook the beef. And I have the pan going. I'm going to add a little oil. Now, remember, this has been in the marinade for about 20 or so minutes. Just going to add just a little bit of oil to the pan. All right, and let's put in our beef. So I'm turning the beef over. What you don't want to happen is that if you put a lot in the pan and then they all stick together, you don't want that. And see that beautiful brown, dark brown color we're getting? It's from the sugar as well as the cornstarch thickening it up. There we are. This smells really, really good. So you can do this yourself. There we have. And I'm going to move the rice here so we can get ourselves set up for serving. And I'm going to put the pan on for the shrimp. Almost. Let's see if we get a little bit of a sizzle. Let's turn the shrimp over. So while that finishes up, let's get ready to plate. I have a bowl here so that we can do a delicious Korean beef bowl. Here is my rice. And again, remember, you can use just white rice. I've decided I want a cilantro lime rice. There we are. I'm going to get a little bit of the spinach. And I will take a little of the non-traditional haricot vert to add on there, but because I like them, I'm going to add some of the bean sprouts with the shiitake mushrooms. Oh, yum. Can't wait to dig into this. Then I'm going to add some of the zucchini. And you say, I've run out of room for the beef? Never. Let me turn the shrimp off. Let's put some right there. All right. And my beef is going to go right here on top. Look at that. Talk about a winner. This is a winner. Delicious. And we cannot forget our egg foo young. Now, even though I probably could eat this, I won't. I'm just going to sample some things and let you know how it tastes. Let me get a fork. That marinade is just delicious. It's really, really good. I think you will love your night out at home. I want to thank you for tuning in to Simply Fresh Food. I want to thank all of my sponsors today for this show. And I want to hear from you. What do you think? Try this out. I bet your friends and your family will love it. And I'll look for you next time on Simply Fresh Food. Thanks so much.
Simply Fresh Food with Chef Renee is sponsored by Red Tail Heart and Walrus Footwear.